All right, ready to dive deep. Today, it's all about Punjab, the land of five rivers.
A region that's got it all, really. History, culture, and even some pretty intense politics sometimes.
It's a lot to unpack. We've got a ton of info here, so we're on a mission to pull out the most interesting stuff for everyone.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so this document jumps right into the ancient stuff, and I mean ancient. We're talking Indus Valley Civilization, one of the oldest on the planet.
Yeah, and a major Indus Valley site, Harappa, is right there in present-day Pakistani Punjab.
It's crazy to think about, right? Like pieces of a civilization that old just sitting there in Punjab.
It really makes you think about the layers of history.
Yeah.
And the connections don't stop there. I mean, this is where the Vedic Aryans live, the people who composed the Rig Veda.
Wow, it's like history piled upon history. And then, of course, you have empires rising and falling. The Mauryans, Guptas, Mughals, they all left their mark on Punjab. But then things get really interesting with the rise of the Sikh Empire.
Definitely. And you can't talk about the Sikh Empire without talking about Maharaja Ranjit Singh, who unified Punjab in the late 18th and early 19th centuries.
He didn't just unify it, he brought in a golden age.
He was a total strategic genius. Think about it. He got all these Sikh chieftains who had been fighting each other forever to work together. Plus, he even adopted European military tactics.
Yeah, the document mentions that he built a really powerful army that way, and that's how he created an empire that stretched across modern-day Pakistan and India.
Incredible, right?
Yeah, it's really tragic how that unity was shattered by the 1947 partition of India. The document doesn't shy away from how brutal it was for Punjab.
Absolutely. Mass migrations, violence. It really left scars that you can still see today.
It's heartbreaking, but it's amazing how much Punjabis on both sides still share, despite that painful division. Starting with, well, the five rivers.
Right. The Salaj, Bees, Ravi, Chenab, and Jhelum. They literally connect the land, flowing through both Indian and Pakistani Punjab.
And then there's the language itself. Punjabi, even though it's written in two different scripts, Gurmukhi in India and Shamukhi in Pakistan, it's still a connecting thread.
You hear it everywhere. Markets, songs, everyday conversations. It kind of proves that culture can go beyond borders.
It really seems like those cultural connections are just woven into Punjab. Speaking of woven, the document mentions Fulkari embroidery. You know, those vibrant, intricate patterns you see on fabrics.
Oh yeah, and the Punjabi jutis, those comfy traditional shoes. And the woodwork is stunning too. It's got Mughal, Sikh, and folk influences all mixed together.
Okay, before we go too far down the art rabbit hole, we have to talk about the food. This document had my mouth watering: roti, paratha, naan, sarson da saag, butter chicken.
Punjabi cuisine is in a league of its own. Bold flavors, lots of spices, and those portions. Forget about it, you'll be stuffed.
I'm starting to see why they call Punjab the land of plenty. It's not just about food, though. They call it the granary of India for a reason, right?
Totally. Punjab is essential for India's agriculture, especially wheat and rice production. You know about the Green Revolution, right?
Yeah, I remember learning about it.
Well, that happened in Punjab back in the 1960s. High-yielding varieties of wheat and rice, modern irrigation, all of that. It was a game changer for food security in India.
So agriculture's huge, but this document shows that Punjab's economy is pretty diverse. They've got textiles, manufacturing, even a booming IT and education sector.
You're right, so much diversity. Ludhiana, for example, that's a major hub. It became a big deal for hosiery and cycle manufacturing.
Interesting. I didn't know about Ludhiana. Okay, so we've got ancient history, vibrant culture, a booming economy. Now, what about the politics? It seems like both Indian and Pakistani Punjab have some pretty interesting political scenes.
Yeah, definitely. In India, you've got the big players like the INC and the BJP, but then there are regional parties like the Shiromani Akali Dal, which is really influential among Sikhs, and the Aam Aadmi Party's been gaining ground too.
And on the Pakistani side, Punjab is the most populous province, which makes it a real political heavyweight, right?
Exactly. Pakistani Punjab has historically been dominated by the PMLN. And because it's so big, economically powerful, what happens politically there has a ripple effect across the whole country.
So yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, but one thing's clear from this document. Punjabis know how to celebrate.
Oh, absolutely. Their calendar is packed with festivals. Religious, cultural, you name it.
Baisakhi, the harvest festival, sounds incredible. And it's also the founding day of the Khalsa, the Sikh group, known for their commitment to social justice and defending the faith. I bet those celebrations are wild.
And then you've got Lori, the winter solstice festival, bonfires, folk songs, and Tayan, a festival that celebrates womanhood. The energy's amazing.
It's really cool to see traditions like that still going strong. And we can't forget about sports, right? Punjab's got a big sporting spirit.
Definitely. The document mentions everything from kabaddi and wrestling, which are huge in rural areas, to cricket.
Oh yeah, cricket's basically a religion in that part of the world. And Punjab's contributed a lot to field hockey too.
Some really world-class players.
It's like Punjabis put their heart and soul into everything, whether it's farming, dancing, or playing sports.
That's a great way to put it, heart and soul. It sums up Punjab perfectly.
So we've covered a lot of ground: ancient history, culture, economic power, a whole lot of spirit. But we're just getting started.
There's a lot more to explore. Welcome back to our deep dive into Punjab.
It's amazing how much we've already learned, but it feels like we're just scratching the surface, you know?
That's the thing about Punjab, I guess. It's a place with so many layers, like history and culture and tradition, but also it's got this vibrant energy, like it's looking towards the future, too.
Yeah, one thing that really struck me from reading this document is how Punjab seems to balance, like, holding on to its heritage while also embracing progress. They're moving forward, but they're not forgetting where they came from.
It shows how adaptable they are and resilient. Take the Punjabi language, for example. We talked about it before, how it's spoken on both sides of the border, but with different scripts. It's a real example of how culture can bridge those political divides.
But it's even more than that, isn't it? I mean, even within each side of Punjab, you've got all these different dialects and accents.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like unity, but with all this diversity within it. And that idea even extends to the social dynamics too. The document mentions the caste system and how it still has influence in some areas. It's really complex and it goes way back, but it's important to understand it if you want to understand how Punjabi society works.
It's a reminder that progress doesn't always reach everyone at the same speed, I guess. But even with all that complexity, Punjab still has this incredibly strong sense of community. Like, family ties are so important there. This whole concept of Pind, the ancestral village, really fascinated me.
Yeah, the Pind. For a lot of Punjabis, it's more than just where they're from, it's like this symbol of belonging, this connection to their roots. You can see it in everything from their social gatherings to the folk songs they sing.
And those connections go beyond the village too, don't they? Everyone talks about how hospitable Punjabis are, welcoming people with open arms, and of course with incredible food. Speaking of food, this document made me realize that Punjabi cuisine isn't just one thing. It's like a fusion of so many different influences. Mughal, Persian, even British.
It's a total melting pot of flavors, and it really reflects the history of the region. Take butter chicken, for example. It's become like an iconic Punjabi dish around the world, but it actually started during the British Raj.
Wait, really? I always thought it was some ancient dish.
It just goes to show how cultural exchange can create these unexpected things, even in food. And then you've got dishes like sarson da saag, which is a really traditional Punjabi staple made with mustard greens and spices. It really speaks to the agricultural heart of Punjab, using those local ingredients and seasonal flavors.
It's amazing how much you can learn about a place just through its food. But as much as I love talking about food, we can't forget about the people. Punjabis have faced so much throughout history: invasions, partitions, social upheavals, but they always seem to come out stronger.
It's truly remarkable. The document talks about the role of the Sikh community and how they really shaped Punjab's identity. Sikhs emphasize courage, equality, and community service, and those values have had a huge impact on the region.
You can really feel that spirit of resilience. They're hardworking, entrepreneurial, and they always seem ready to face whatever comes next. You see it in their music, their dance, their art. It's like a celebration of life, even when things are tough.
And that spirit goes beyond Punjab itself. The document talks about the Punjabi diaspora, how they spread out all over the world. It shows their drive to create a better life for themselves and their families.
It's not just that they've moved, they've actually kept their culture alive too. London, Toronto, Sydney, you can find Punjabi music, food, festivals everywhere.
It's like this global tapestry with threads of Punjabi culture woven throughout. They've made their new homes richer, but they haven't forgotten their roots.
It makes me wonder, what are some of the most interesting stories you've come across about the Punjabi diaspora? Like, what unique things have they contributed to the world?
Oh, there are so many. You've got entrepreneurs, scientists, artists, activists, politicians, all of them making their mark and represented their Punjabi heritage. Did you know, for example, that
It's inspiring to hear about all the things the Punjabi diaspora has accomplished. They've really made their mark all over the world.
Yeah, they really have. And it makes me think about Punjab's future. This document we've been going through, it talks about Punjab being at a crossroads. It's got challenges, but it's also got all these opportunities.
One thing that really stands out is this need for sustainable development. I mean, Punjab has seen so much economic growth, but how do they keep that going without hurting the environment or leaving people behind?
That's the big question, isn't it? The document brings up water scarcity as a big concern. And it makes sense. Punjab relies so heavily on agriculture, but the groundwater levels are dropping. It's kind of a ticking time bomb.
So what can be done about it? Are there any solutions people are working on?
Well, water conservation is key, obviously. Things like rainwater harvesting, using more efficient irrigation techniques, maybe even switching to crops that don't need as much water.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it sounds like a huge change, like a whole shift in how people think about farming.
It's definitely not going to be easy, but more and more people are realizing there's a problem, and there are government initiatives, community involvement. There's hope for a more sustainable future.
The document also mentions air pollution becoming a problem, especially in the cities.
It's a common problem when regions are developing and industrializing. Investing in renewable energy, promoting public transportation, and having stricter environmental rules, those things will be really important.
So it sounds like it needs to be a multi-pronged approach, something that addresses both rural and urban challenges.
Exactly. And another crucial thing for Punjab's development is education. I mean, Punjab has a long history of scholarship and learning, but making sure everyone has access to good education, no matter their background or how much money they have, that's essential.
It's about giving those future generations the tools they need, right, to really thrive.
Absolutely. And when we talk about thriving, we can't forget about the potential of technology. The document mentions things like precision agriculture. Basically, that's using technology to make crops grow better and use resources more efficiently.
Technology can really change the game, that's for sure. But it's more than just having the latest gadgets, right?
You got it. It's about creating a culture where innovation and entrepreneurship can flourish. Imagine having spaces where young Punjabis can try out new things, work together, and make their ideas a reality, like startup incubators, hackathons, tech workshops. That kind of environment could be really powerful.
That would be incredible. And speaking of connections, we can't forget about the Punjabi diaspora. They're this huge network of talented people with resources and global connections.
So true. It's important to keep them engaged, encourage them to invest back in Punjab, and promote the sharing of knowledge. That's how to unlock even more potential.
It feels like we've only just started to uncover all the things the future holds for Punjab.
Punjab's story is a testament to how powerful human connection can be, to the importance of cultural heritage, and to that constant pursuit of progress.
It's a story that makes you think, and it reminds us that progress isn't just a destination, it's a journey.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. What surprised you? What resonated with you?
And most importantly, how has this exploration changed how you view this amazing region? We hope it's made you want to learn more, to connect with the heart and soul of Punjab.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Punjab. Keep those minds curious and those hearts open.